4 decades have passed, but the Chernobyl disaster still leaves millions of people around the world deeply affected. And it's no wonder the consequences of this tragedy are visible even today. The accident destroyed thousands of lives and forever changed millions of destinies. But what's most frightening is that the scale and risks of the disaster's consequences were long concealed from the public by authorities. A vast number of mutations, fatal diseases, places with natural anomalies, and off-the-charts radiation levels. Today, we'll tell you about one such place inside which lurks something so deadly that it kills a person within minutes. It all began on the night of April 26, 1986, at the 4th power unit of the Chernobyl nuclear power plant. Due to a fatal chain of errors during an experiment, an explosion occurred that completely destroyed the reactor and partially damaged the turbine hall. Fires broke out in various rooms and on the roof. The result was a colossal release of radioactive substances into the atmosphere. Did you know that, according to expert estimates, the explosion at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant released 400 times more radioactive material into Earth's atmosphere than the atomic bomb dropped on Hiroshima? 400 times. This is not a typo. The scale of the tragedy was monstrously large. Throughout the entire period of the accident, about 30,000 people from various departments were deployed for decontamination work. More than 210 military units and subdivisions, with a total of 340,000 military personnel, over 7,000 radiological laboratories and sanitary epidemiological stations, as well as about 600,000 liquidators from all over the former USSR. One can only imagine the horror that unfolded that day at the nuclear power plant. The moans of the wounded, fear, the thundering collapse of colossal structures. But deep in the ruins of the destroyed reactor lurked something truly terrifying. One day, a group of liquidators discovered a gigantic radioactive stalactite formed by solidified lava from melted nuclear fuel. In shape, it resembled an elephant's foot. This radioactive formation, weighing approximately 11 tons, was located in an underground corridor of the damaged 4th reactor. It had a gray color with metallic highlights and glassy inclusions on the sides, the result of a monstrous alloy formed at a temperature capable of turning concrete into lava. As they approached this spot, the detectors literally went off the charts with readings. The instrument showed 14,500 roentgens per hour. In other words, the radiation level exceeded the lethal dose for humans by 20 times. Even decades after the accident, its radiation remains deadly for humans. Consider these figures. After just 30 seconds near the elephant's foot, a person would feel dizziness and fatigue. After 2 minutes, they would begin experiencing bleeding and elevated body temperature, and after another 4 minutes, vomiting and diarrhea. And the next minute, the 7th, would be fatal. The level of contamination in the body would reach a critical point, and death would occur within a maximum of 2 days. After its discovery, scientists wanted to take a sample from the dangerous stalactite. They constructed a special cart with an electric drill to chip off a piece of the artifact, but to no avail. The elephant's foot proved so hard that even special drills couldn't penetrate it. After several failures, something incredible happened. One of the military officers, whose name history unfortunately has not preserved, performed an act beyond the bounds of reason. He quickly ran up to the object and struck it with all his might with an axe several times, thus breaking off a small piece. After such a heroic but reckless act, the officer was evacuated by helicopter to a hospital. The consequences of the contact for the military man, like his fate itself, remained unknown. But given the lethal level of radiation, the chances of survival were practically zero. Research showed that the chipped piece contained almost the entire set of radionuclides from nuclear fuel. This super-dense mass, which resisted drilling, was simply named lava. Because nuclear decay literally continues uninterrupted inside the foot, even to this day, the monolith has a temperature higher than its surroundings. Scientists' forecasts do not add optimism. The elephant's foot, by all indications, will remain dangerous to all living things for another 100,000 years. 100,000 years. During this time, entire civilizations may disappear and emerge, but this eerie monument to human tragedy will still be radiating death. We know the name of one of those who died at the moment of the accident, Valery Ilyich Kodymchuk, the senior operator of the main circulation pumps. His body has still not been found. According to one unverified version, he may be buried under the elephant's foot, but more likely, he was melted by it. The elephant's foot is not just a radioactive artifact. It is an eternal monument to human errors and a warning to future generations about how fragile our world is in the face of atomic energy when it goes out of control. That's all for today, dear friends. Thank you for spending this time with me. If you found this video helpful or interesting, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss new episodes. I would also love to see your comments and suggestions below. See you in the next videos.